Hello, my name is Sallome Hralima.
And my name is Jamilah Seifullah, and we're co-founders of the Reconstruction Period. And we want to give you a little history of how the Reconstruction Period came to be, its purpose, and some of its programs.
My background is in youth organizing, nonprofit management, education, fashion design, business. I've done a lot of things in my youth. But my passion is aiding young people and fulfilling on their dreams. And that conversation is what brought me to work with Jamilah on the Reconstruction Period.
And I was a software engineer at a major telecom company for 8 years. And when I look back on my life at that point, I realized everything I had done was pretty much based on proving that I could do it, especially when it came to the realm of proving I could do what men were doing. So in college I changed my major 3 times, from engineering to computer science to pure mathematics. And while I was a computer programmer, when I realized that all of my decisions had been based on, proving that I could do it, and I had already done it, then what was the rest of my life going to be about? And it was at that point that I decided to leave the company and go into teaching, because what I had always been passionate about, like Sallome, is educating young people. So I became a high school teacher. And in that first year of teaching, I realized many of my students were failing. They were failing several classes and were in danger of dropping out because they didn't feel like there was anything for them in the public school system. They didn't feel like there was anything for them to gain. They didn't feel like they made a difference or that anyone was hearing them. And I started to look at what was missing in the programs that were offered within our school or in other schools as well. And that's when I came to Sallome about the programs I wanted to see take place at the Reconstruction Period.
So for many of you that don't know American history that well, the Reconstruction Period was the time immediately following the Emancipation Proclamation. And African Americans were for the first time given the opportunity to vote and to educate themselves. And it was a really exciting time. African American people really thought that they would be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor in this country. And so Jamilah and I really are focusing on having the work that we do and the programs that we create for young people do the same thing, get them excited about what's possible for them in their lives, and have them see that they have a voice in what's going to happen in the world and in their families and their communities. So the first program that we created is Real to Real Talk, where our young people watch films, usually documentaries, but they're all independent films, and they have a dialogue immediately following the viewing, and we record those conversations, and they have an opportunity to discuss issues that they've seen on the film and how they relate to themselves and their lives. And that's ultimately the second piece of that year-long program is for them to create some type of project that has them make a difference and addresses one of the issues that they've discussed through the movies that they've watched.
And one of the other programs is called The Stoop. So reminiscent of the days of our youth, where we sat on stoops, if you're in an urban area, and talked about issues that were important to us, just hanging out. We wanted to have a place where young people could get together and could talk to adults who were doing what they wanted to do. So we meet at different restaurants around Brooklyn, and the student each week, is held on a Saturday, interviews someone in the community who is successful at what they're doing. They're in a career that might look a little different than what the students are usually exposed to. So they're exposed to fashion designers, entrepreneurs, singers, a host of people, and one student interviews that person, and then other students get to also ask them questions. And from that, they can develop internships and look at different career paths and just, develop lifelong partnerships.
And one of the programs that we are working on right now is we have students from Frederick Douglass Academy who came to us with the idea of doing a benefit concert. They love hip-hop, and they have a hip-hop group, and they said they wanted to get their music out, but they also wanted to create a space for young people to demonstrate their talent and to give back. So they wanted to do a benefit concert, and Jamilah and I have produced a benefit concert in the past. So using our experience, we are guiding them through that journey, and they are creating commercials, and there's so much training and development that comes with producing an event, and giving them an opportunity to do the work and see what it takes provides them with a wealth of experience and partnerships that they, I'm sure, too, will take with them for the rest of their lives. And that's Battle of the Bands Brooklyn. So they are having 10 acts from throughout Brooklyn high schools come and audition to be in this show. And they have 8 weeks of training in music industry, in stage presence, marketing, and branding. So the students that aren't even producing this event have an opportunity to be trained and developed as well.
We have another program that we are starting, and that program, because I work at Frederick Douglass Academy 4, most of the students that participate in the Reconstruction period go to Frederick Douglass Academy 4. So we wanted, other than the Stoop and Battle of the Bands, we wanted another program, another event, if you will, that would open up what we do at the Reconstruction period to more students around the city. So this next project is going to be a competition as well, but instead of a musical competition, it'll be more academic. And some aspects of this competition you may be familiar with, like a debate team or a dance team, but there are some other components that are unique and original, and if you want to find out about those, you have to stay tuned.
And so, like in the Reconstruction period of the 1800s, African Americans were then able to determine and define their own destiny, and at the Reconstruction period, that's what we intend for our young people.
Our goal is to have young people realize that they have a voice now. They make a difference now, not someday, not when they're grown up, not when they know what they want to be, but right now, today. And that's what we're doing. So thank you.
Thank you.